We're officially about halfway through the school year. Can you even believe it? And if you're anything like me when I was making daily school lunches, the excitement of packing those picture perfect lunches in September has definitely worn off. By now, many of us are just throwing together the quickest, whatever's easiest type of lunch. Honestly, we're probably all tired of packing lunches every single day. But let's face it, school lunches are one of those sneaky expenses that can add up really, really quickly. And if you're starting to rely on prepackaged and convenience foods just to make life easier, it's probably hitting your grocery budget harder than you even realize. So today, I'm sharing simple, budget friendly lunch ideas that can keep your kids fed, happy, and healthy without making your wallet cry. Hi, welcome to the Debt Free Dad podcast. I'm Amber, your host today, and my husband and I saved and paid off $54,000 in just 18 months and have been living debt free outside of our mortgage since 2018. So let's dive in to lunches and we're so excited to get the kids off to school in September and start packing lunches and get them off to school, and we're getting creative and we're watching the videos and we're seeing all the fun things, and I'm sure that steam has definitely worn off, right? But here's the sticky part about that steam wearing off, because oftentimes we jump into prepackaged, more convenience, a little bit easier, try not to think about it, shove things in, and just get them off to their day, right? And prepackaged can often equal pricey. Those single servings like cheese strings, snack packs, and fruit cups, they're all way more expensive than if you just bought bulk and portioned them out. And listen, it's a little better for the environment anyway, right? Now, grocery prices just keep going up and up and up. And inflation means basic lunch staples are also costing more, which means planning ahead is even more important now. But I get it. There's a thing called lunch packing burnout. And I know if you're packing lunches every day, you completely understand. And after months and months of lunches, it's tempting to just grab whatever's easiest, toss it in. And that usually means spending more on pre made store bought options. So here's the reality. If you're spending $5 a day per child on a school lunch, that's $100 a month. And if you multiply that by however many kids you might have, if you have more than one, that's really going to add up. So let's chat some easy, realistic ways that you can cut costs, but keep the meals healthy and fun, and they're kid approved. I mean, that's the main thing, right? If you're going to send your kids stuff in their lunch and they're just not going to eat it, or they're going to throw it out there, or they're going to bring it home, it's just going to go bad, there's no point. You're just wasting money. So instead of those expensive little snack packs, which are way overpriced anyway, buy the family sized bags and pre portion them in your own little reusable containers. Let's just pick on goldfish for a minute, right? A lot of kids love those goldfish snacks, and you can buy them in individual packs. And the cost is likely around $8, obviously, depending on where you live. And you're going to get 10 packs of those. But if you buy in bulk, it's $9, and you could likely make up to 30 packs instead of just 10. You're only spending an extra dollar, but you're making so much more, right? So you could do this with many different snacks that your kids will already love. Now, let's be honest, most kids probably don't want a gourmet lunch. So you could have easy DIY lunches that aren't boring, but you don't need to make it gourmet and fancy and cut it into little shapes. They want food that's simple, that's familiar, and that's fun. So, here are some budget friendly ideas that you could use. Homemade Lunchables. I personally have been doing this for a really long time. Yes, I still make a lunch once a week for my granddaughter, and I'm often doing cheese, crackers, a little bit of meat. I just slice it all up. I put it in there. I add some fruit. I add a little chocolate, and she absolutely loves it. Now, another option could be pasta salad. This can be made so inexpensively and put in your fridge and divvied up through for the whole family, not just the kids, right? So a little bit of cheese in there, some ham, some shredded chicken. Oh my gosh, super simple, super easy. And these are items that they like separately and would likely eat together. And what kid doesn't love pasta, right? Breakfast for lunch. This is another fun option. Mini pancakes. So, when I actually make pancakes on the weekends, I'll often save the leftovers and I'll just freeze them and heat them up on a busy morning for my granddaughter when I have her. So, super easy and convenient, but you could also give these for lunch, right? Make little mini pancakes, add a little bit of syrup. They could just dip it in. It's super fun. Make a little bit of extra batter on the weekend, make it ahead, throw it in the freezer, pop it in their lunch. Super easy. A little bit of yogurt, a little bit of fruit. They have breakfast for lunch. Who doesn't love breakfast for lunch or dinner? I'm all for it. Another fun option, mini pita pizzas. You know, those small little pita rounds with a little bit of cheese and sauce on the side for a DIY dipping, or they could construct it themselves. And then bento box lunches. These I see people get so creative in September when I'm scrolling my feed. I'm like, oh my gosh. But listen, you don't need to make it animal shaped bread. You could just add a little bit of finger foods, cubed cheese, some turkey slices, some fruit, cucumbers, pretzels, whatever you want to put in there that your kids are going to eat. Little kids love little finger snacks and they love to taste all the things, right? Don't stress too much about it being perfect or looking fantastic. The kids really just want some fun snacks that they could eat. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was in school, I don't really remember juice boxes. You know what I remember? Those juice box shaped containers. And my mom would just fill it up and send it into school, and it had a straw. You could save so much money by just pouring some juice in a reusable container and buying in bulk instead of these individual packaged juice boxes. So if you're looking to pack a little protein into their lunches, and kids need protein, but it doesn't have to be super expensive. You don't have to buy crazy expensive meats. A boiled egg. My granddaughter happens to love egg salad sandwiches or in a wrap though. So I make her a little quick egg salad wrap, wrap it up, throw it in there. She loves it. If your kids really love like the string cheese, find it in bulk. It's a little bit cheaper, but you could slice up cheese for them. That's a nice little protein snack. Cottage cheese with a little bit of fruit. And I know a lot of kids, and my granddaughter included, she is not a super fan of cottage cheese and its texture. So you can actually blend that up to make it more of a yogurt texture and then throw it in some fruit with it. It's like yogurt and fruit, but they're getting like a super awesome high protein snack. Now, a fun way to make sure that your kids are going to eat what you give them is to get them involved in packing their lunches. And I know this can be a chore when you just want to get it done, but seriously, instead of them coming home with the same thing over and over because they didn't eat it or they didn't want it, and then you're throwing it out and you're just wasting money anyways, get them involved. I usually give my granddaughter, like, I'll hold up an apple or and an orange. Which one do you want today? That just gives them a little bit more choice and a little bit of, skin in the game where they're like, well, I picked this apple today and I'm going to eat this apple. So there you have it. A little motivation to get you back in the game, to stop grabbing those convenience items and start rethinking your lunches for the last leg of the year. I've dropped some realistic, affordable, and kid approved lunch ideas for you that won't break your budget. If you take just a few of these ideas and swap out those expensive convenience foods, you could easily save hundreds of dollars a year. Do you have a go to budget friendly lunch idea that you'd love to share with us? We'd like to hear it in the comments or find us on social and drop it there. Now, if you're ready to break free from living paycheck to paycheck, reduce financial stress, build savings, and finally pay off debt for good, but you're unsure of where to start, don't worry, we've got you covered. Simplify My Money is sent every Sunday to your email. It's your step by step roadmap to better financial control, stress free money decisions, and to gain tools and confidence so you can tackle your goals head on. Sign up for Simplify My Money by clicking on the link in the show notes.